Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away.
Welcome to another episode. I'm your co-host, Ellen, and today I would like to talk to you about focus. Focusing on focus, as it were. A lot of my clients have issues with focusing, buckling down and taking care of things. Now, most people think when it comes to being able to focus that they need hours and hours of time, which no one has. But because they think that, they're just like, well, you know what? I'll work on that. I'll focus on it when I have time. But here's the thing. You can get a lot done and you can focus really well in short amounts of time. All you need is a little structure. And the structure I would like to suggest to you is called a sting. A sting. S-T-I-N-G. It's not what a bee does. It's not the lead singer of the Police. It's a mnemonic that will help you prepare to focus, get your work done, and then if you need to do it, you do it all over again. I call these little chunks of focus sessions. And every time you do a focus session, you want to set it up using these 5 parameters. First, the S for the sting. The S stands for select one thing. That means during your focus session, no matter how long it is or how short it is, you are going to focus on one thing and one thing only. Now, I find it's very helpful before I do my little focus session to write down what it is I want to accomplish during that time. I just take a Post-it note, write down this is what I need to get done. And sometimes I write at the bottom of the note a couple other smaller tasks just in case I finish ahead of time so I don't waste my focus time trying to think of something new to do. So the S, the first thing is select one thing. The second thing is a T, and that means you're going to time yourself. You are going to pick an amount of time that you are going to focus, whether that's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. You are going to focus exclusively on your one task for that amount of time. Now, I'm a huge believer, and you all know this, in timers. I time everything. So this is a no-brainer for me. If I'm going to have a focus session, I am going to set a timer. And usually I will use a kitchen timer because it's analog. I don't distract myself by setting it up on the phone. But if you need to, use your phone to set a timer. Use a digital assistant. Just pick an amount of time. And that is the time you're going to focus. So I would set my timer. Hey, okay, I've got 15 minutes before the next meeting, so I'm setting a timer for 15 minutes. So I have done my first 2 things. My S is I selected one thing. My T is I'm timing myself. I. The I stands for ignore everything. I mean, how can you focus if you're being distracted? You can't. So that means phone goes in a drawer in the other room, computer is turned off, or if you have to be working on it, you've blocked everything that could possibly distract you. And, if you don't have a blocker on your computer, put one on. Super easy. They're free. Just Google computer blocker. Boom, put it on. And when it's focus time, block yourself from distracting websites, anything that might pop up and distract you. You might need to go and work somewhere where people aren't going to bug you. You might need to work with headphones on so people know that you are focusing. You have to ignore everything during focus time. Now, the N stands for no breaks. You don't take any breaks. I mean, that makes sense. You're focusing. I'm focusing for 15 minutes on one thing. I'm not going to take a break until I'm done. And then the G. Give yourself a reward. And that reward can be whatever you want. It can be a walk around the block, a walk with your dog. It could be a private dance party. It could be, I'm going to have a piece of chocolate. And then if you have time, you go back and do the whole thing over again. You sting yourself. Select one thing, time yourself. Ignore everything, take no breaks, then give yourself a reward. Lather, rinse, repeat. That's how you focus. And the beauty of this is you don't need hours and hours to get things done. So if I'm working on a presentation, rather than tell myself, oh, I have to focus on the whole thing, no, I might decide that I'm just focusing on the first 10 slides. I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes, and that's what I'm going to work on, just those 10 slides. And when the time is up, I'll take a little break, give myself a reward, and then I'll come back and work on the next 10. It's so much easier to break things down into smaller pieces. Give yourself a little sting by selecting one thing, timing yourself, ignoring everything, take no breaks, and then give yourself a reward. Every time you want to focus, follow that format, and it's going to be easier for you to get into focus, easier to really use that time to move yourself ahead, and it's going to be easier in the long run to hit your major objective. So, start focusing today, tomorrow, whenever you need to, and make it easy on yourself by stinging yourself. That's all for today. Be sure and like and review us, and be back again next week for another episode.